Phoenix, welcome to middle of October drill. So it's a new fiscal year. We've got a new drill schedule. We've got a new drill format. We've got a continuing resolution through December. Things are looking pretty good. So where you can look to get all the information for the wing is in a new calendar we've put out. You'll see it up on the screen right now. It's our wing strategic calendar. You're going to find this posted on our SharePoint page, front and center, and it was also sent to you in email. It's one-stop shopping, shows you what your drill schedule is and every other activity in the wing that we've got planned.
No doubt, sir. I'm sure you've all heard by now the talk about Air Force standards or lack thereof. This is not a Chief Austin thing. It is not a Colonel Berggren thing. This is an Air Force-wide issue that we've been tasked to get after. The boss and I just attended a week-long or two-day event conference where the Chief of Staff of the Air Force and the Chief Master of the Air Force and the Secretary of the Air Force were in attendance. And it was so important to them that they took 2 hours of their time to talk to us about the importance of getting back to the basics and getting back to what makes us unique in this fight in our profession to be part of the less than 1%. What you're going to see from the wing standpoint is we're putting together a task order that you're going to see by UTA that will outline what we expect of your commanders, and that is to have some kind of an inspection for their groups or squadrons once a quarter. And they're going to have to report back to us on those findings and what they did for that inspection. So hopefully we get back to where we're supposed to be.
So let's talk about the DEOCS. Thank you so much for filling out the survey. We had an outstanding response rate. It was well over 50%, which was what I was shooting for. I've been able to go through all of the surveys that have been returned so far, and I got to tell you, things are looking pretty good. For the most part, very positive responses. There were also some things that we could work on. Communication is always a challenge, and I found that in just about every squadron there was some comments about how communication could be a little bit better. So within the wing and all the way down to the squadron and flight level, we're going to work on how we as leadership team can better communicate. We also talked about things very specific to individual units that we found in the survey, like HVAC. And concerns about not giving the proper priority to certain units and HVAC issues that they were having within those units. So we're taking a very close look at that and making sure that we prioritize properly to ensure that the mission gets done and our people are taken care of. And then there were very specific issues that individuals were dealing with. And so we are paying very close attention to that, and we're going to deal with each one of those issues head on a case-by-case basis. So again, thanks for all of the feedback. We're still waiting on a few surveys to come back from some units, and I look forward to reading those when they come through.
Absolutely, sir. Speaking of communication concerns and issues, I'm asking for your help from the finance office perspective. As most of you are keenly aware, it's very hard to do the day-to-day tasks while also dealing with every single customer in the wing's needs on a case-by-case and a walk-in basis, and then phone calls as well. Finance is doing everything they can to process our vouchers and our pay transactions in a timely manner. So our finance office has come up with a game plan to open up more customer service hours and opportunities for our airmen. However, it's going to be on a case-by-case basis and by appointment only by a QR code that you can scan. They'll be sending out an email here shortly that will explain their new hours, their expanded hours, and how you can sign up for an appointment. So if you could please help us out and utilize those features along with the online desktop icon for your service actions, that would really help out the finance team and help out you to get your transactions processed in a more timely manner.
Yeah, I think the changes are going to be great for the wing as a whole, so looking forward to that. 30, 60, 90. So we are entering the holiday season, and it might be a little slow around here. November is a pretty robust drill. So I expect us to be able to get a lot of the stuff for this quarter done in the November drill. Just about every unit is drilling. And then December, very few units are drilling. So that means that if you were waiting until the December drill to get something done, you probably need to prioritize it during the November drill. Check out the strategic calendar again, and it should be very clear on the things that we need to get after in the next 30 to 60 days. And then as we look at 90 days out, we get into the holidays. And while this is a really wonderful time for most of our airmen and a time to spend with family and friends and reflect back on the year, it's also could be a very tough time for some of our airmen. So I know you all are always looking out for each other, but this time of year, I really want you to be paying attention to your wingman next to you. And if you see that somebody is struggling, step up and help, please. Speaking of help, we've got a new DPH in the wing, and she would be a perfect person to steer our airmen to who are struggling a little bit. Megan Wells is our new DPH, so make sure you welcome her to the wing. She is working with Candy, and we now have a full-up DPH shop to help our airmen, especially around this time of year.
Yes, sir. We ask a lot of you as airmen, as drill status guardsmen. We ask a lot of your employers as well to give you the necessary time off to attend drills, to attend annual training events, to go TDY and things along those lines. There is a Freedom Award that is open nomination window right now from 1 October through 31 December that allows you as members to nominate your employers for this prestigious national level award. So I highly encourage you to take the time to recognize those employers for what they do for us, for you, and for the Air Force.
Chief, we've almost got warrant officers.
We do.
We're so close. So we just sent 2 of them off to school. They've stood up a warrant officer school down at Maxwell, and Sergeant Roberge and Sergeant Peck left us as sergeants and will come back as warrant officers. So first warrant officers assessed into the Air Force since 1958. Which is pretty amazing. So I'm excited about that program. Our other warrant officers, Leggett and Oakes, will be going later on in the year. And we're going to put those 4 warrant officers at the 262, the 143rd, the 194th Comm Squadron, and at the 242 Combat Comm Squadron. And I think they're going to work great together to integrate capabilities across the wing and get us moving into the future and help fulfill our future operating concept.
Huge win for the Guard and huge win for the Air Force. So looking forward to those guys getting back from training. I want to take a second to highlight the recruiting team. Sergeant Watson and his team, they crushed it last year and recruited over 155% of their established goal for the year. That set us up for 94.4% effective manning rate. So hats off to him and his team. Obviously, it's a new fiscal year now, so those numbers reset and they start over. And the goal for this year is to get us to 96% effective manning. So keep on killing it, folks. Appreciate the hard work.
So they crushed it so hard that they actually won some awards. So Sergeant Wyman is the GSU Advanced Recruiter of the Year for the Washington Air National Guard. Roman Watson is the Team Chief of the Year for the Washington Air National Guard. And Jonathan Rivera is the ROM of the Year for the Washington Air National Guard. So they're going to go on to compete at higher levels. And then as a team, the team won the Patriot Award for the state, but they also won it for Region 1, which is a very large area here on the west coast of the United States. So as the region winners, they get to go to the national level, and hopefully they're going to take home the top award in the nation after getting that, meeting that 155% plus recruiting goal. So well done to the recruiting team. Okay, so I think we've covered just about everything that we need to cover right now. Again, that strategic calendar is going to be a great resource for every airman in this wing. Be sure that you use it, and if you think something needs to be added to it, go ahead and let me and Chief know, and we can get that added to the strategic calendar to make sure everybody's efforts are being put out there and everyone has situational awareness. So have a great drill. We're going to see you again real soon because November drill is right around the corner. But looking forward to getting around and seeing everybody as much as we can.